Hello friends, my name is Shashank and welcome back to channel Corporate Guy, and today in this video we are going to understand the access control system for physical security and its important aspects which I think every security professional must know. So let's start this video and I will cover it in maybe in the 5 to 6 minutes. So be with me for throughout this video and we will have a good discussion on access control system. So let's start. So first of all, let's understand what is access control system and what are the things which comes under when we talk about access control system. Well, under the access control system, if you have heard about the terms, we have three important things to regulate, right? Three important aspects which we need to regulate through access control system, and the number one is the most important is the people. So we have to control the access of people, right? And number two is our vehicles, right? If you have people, it means you will have vehicles also, right? And number three is the material, because if you are running a corporate office or a manufacturing site or anything else, you would have material for a lot of reasons, right? So under people, we have further categories. Number one is most important, your employees, right? Number two will be your contract employees, or you can say your vendors, right, who come for a shorter duration, right? And then we have our visitors who come for meetings, interviews, or uh, any other reasons, right? And then we have our guests, right? They come for occasions, right? So we have to control their access, right? And under vehicles, you would have vehicles from your employees, from your contractors, from your visitors, right? And from your material vehicle also. If you are handling material, then you will also handle the vehicles for material also. So cargo vehicles, right? So under material, you would have company owned material, right? The material which is being owned by a company like stores, right? And if you have contractors working, then you would have the materials related to the contractors, right? And sometimes you also handle some mails, right? So that can be also be controlled through your access control system. So under access control system, we have three categories: people, vehicles, and material. So now let's understand that how do you make sure that you have a robust system in place to handle the access control for these three categories, right? So let's see how to create a robust system for people access control, right? So for people access control system, there are three important aspects which you need to take care. The number one is, let me just draw you it for you, right? So for better understanding. So access control. So under access control, we have three procedures. Number one is the registration, right? You have to register your employees, your vehicles, or material. Number two is your authentication. How do you authenticate who is coming and who is not, right? And number three is log generation. So how do you verify that who visited on which date, was it authorized or was that person not authorized? And if you want to check how many people visited on a particular site or particular date, then you should have a log generated, right? So these are the three important aspects which you need to take care when you are building your access control system: registration, authentication, and log generation. So now let's understand that how do you register uh, your your people, your employees, your vehicles, or your materials, right? For registration, you have two options. The number one is you can use the basic information, right? The name, which includes the name of the employee, which you can use their mobile number. If you have been given a unique employee ID, you can use that employee ID to register them, and then you can also assign them a unique access card number if you are using the electronic access. So that is how you can enroll or register your employees using the basic information. But if you want to make it more robust, you can use biometric as well, right? You can use their fingerprints to give uh, biometric access. You can enroll their face, right, for the biometric access. So this is how you can register your employees in your system. For registration, you have various softwares like Honeywell, Lenel, Genetic, and so on, right? So you can use those softwares for the online registration. Now let's talk about the how do you register, how do you verify that whom to register and whom you should not register, right? And there is a very simple workflow or process which you should follow. The number one is you get a request, right, from your HR, right? HR generates a request that these are the employees, right, who are coming or who are joining in our company, so we need to issue them the access cards. So you get that request, right, and you get approval on that request. You can have a approval system in your procedure if you want, right? And then based on that approval, you can authorize, yeah, you can authorize the security operators, right? You can use the authorization to give instruction to your pass section, right, to the pass section to issue them passes, to issue passes, right? And then you can create a log in system, right? That how many issue passes you have been issued, how many active passes, how many disabled passes you have in your system. So this is how you register your employees, visitors, or your, you can say, contract worker in your system, right? So this is people registration. So now let's talk about authentication. How do you authenticate that people who are coming in are valid people or authorized people or not, right? For that you can use a card based access, right? For card based access you need flap barriers, right? You need turnstiles, right? You need tripods, right? You can use these, or you can see access controlled doors, right, for authentication, right? So you have issued the cards to the employees. Now they can show their cards, swipe their cards, and they will get authenticated or verified by the system and get the access, right? So this is the one way of giving the or checking the authentication. And then you have the card plus biometric, right? You can assign them card, plus you can also assign them their biometrics. So this is a combination, and it makes it more robust to authenticate your employees, right? And third one is you can simply rely on biometric. You do not issue them access cards, right? And you just simply use the biometrics. So this is the third way to authenticate your employees. So card based, card plus biometric, and biometric. So that is the people authentication. And third one is the log generation. So whenever you use electronic system and whenever the employee just swipe their cards on the doors, right, your panels or your readers will send that record to your system, and based on that your system will generate a log, right? And then you can audit that log and check whether your system is generating the required information or not, and then you can customize it. So this is how you can generate logs and audit it and check and customize it as per the requirement, right? So this is the third step, the log generation. So that is how you can build your access control system and write your procedures also based on these three fundamental concepts of access control system. So this is all. This was all about the employees, visitors, contract workers, and vendors. And in my next video, we will talk about uh, how to create access control system for the vehicles and for the materials. So that's all for today's video. And don't forget to Like, share, and subscribe.